गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन पूतनिका सा निहतायेन गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन तृणावर्ततनोदलनं येन गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन यमलार्जुन तरुरुदकलयेन गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन वत्सबकासुरहननं येन वत्सबकासुरहननं येन गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन व्योमाघासुरमरणं येन व्योमाघासुरमरणं येन ओ गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन कालियदमनं कलितं येन कालियदमनं कलितं येन तव युग्मं परिपीतं येन तव युग्मं परिपीतं येन त्रस्यति कंसः सततं येन त्रस्यति कंसः सततं येन त्रस्यति कंसः सततं येन त्रस्यति कंसः सततं येन गिरिपूजेयं विहिता केन त्रस्यति कंसः सततं येन ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Giri Pujayam Vihita Kena. Shri Giriraj Govardhana ki. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Vancha Kalpata. Hare Krishna. So seeking the blessings of all senior Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, we'll attempt to continue from where we left off. So by this ecstatic Giri Pujayam Vihita Yena, who has started this? This wonderful, wonderful Annakut Mahotsav, this worship of Sri Giriraj Govardhan. Who has started? Who has started this process? Who is that Krishna? He who killed Putana. He who Trinavarta. He who killed so many demons and went between the legs of the two trees. We are supposed to fall at Krishna's feet. But Krishna is at the feet of these two sons of Kuber, Manigriva and Nalakuber, coming as trees. I want to uplift you and uproot you. He who uprooted the trees, that Damodar, who trasyati Kamsaha, he who troubled and inflicted so much fear in the heart of Kamsa, that our Nandanandan Rasik Shekhar, Yashoda Nandan, Bal Gopal, Sri Sham Sundar Bhagavani ki. He is the one who inaugurated this beautiful worship of Sri Giriraj Govardhan. And as this kirtan continued, what happened? Indra heard this kirtan. The Ashwini Kumaras said, the doctors at heaven, you're having heartache and earache. The sound of the kirtan is causing earache. The intention behind the kirtan is causing heartache. The verses of Srimad Bhagavatam are exact opposite. The sound of those verses cause nectar to the ears. The meaning of those verses create a festival in the heart. So when we relish verses and songs given by the Acharyas in Srimad Bhagavatam, we can find the prayers of the devotees and songs like Gopi Geet and so on and so forth. Just the melody gives so much nectar to the ears. And the meaning and the purport of these verses and songs gives so much joy to the heart. But for Indra, it was exact opposite. Ashwini Kumara said, there is a problem. And Srila Raghunath Das Goswami describes what that problem is. In his Govardhan Vas Prarthana Dashakam, the first verse, he says, Pratihata Mada Drishta Uddanda Devendra Garvaha. he gives 3 words describing the mentality of Indra. As our Gauranga Darshan Prabhu was explaining, and yesterday in the questions and answers also we discussed, all these personalities, whether it's Brahma in the stealing of the calves and the boys, or whether it's Indra in this pastime, or whether it is Varuna. We find the pastime where Varuna also abducts Nanda Maharaj through his associates. And then he later realizes they are not to be blamed. They're teaching us some principles that we should be aware of in our life. So what are the 3 principles? Pratihata Mada Dhrishta Uddanda Devendra Garvaha. The pride of Indra manifested in 3 ways. Mada. Mada means intoxication, where one is convinced that one is better than others. This is called Mada, where we have this feeling, I am better than that person. Whether that person agrees or no, I agree. तुम मानो ना मानो, मैं मान चुका. This is called Mada. Therefore, MAD in Sanskrit is MAD in English. Mada. Madness, where we think we are better than others. And as a result, that leads to the second, Dhrishta. Not Drishta, but Dhrishta, D-H, the heavy sound there, Dhrishta. And that means arrogance. And what does that mean? Arrogance. Which means, because I am better than others, I can mistreat, ill-treat, talk, think, and behave the way I want without an apology. I am better than you, so therefore I can put you in your place. I can speak the way I want, I can deal the way I want, I can respond the way I want. I don't have to feel anything sorry in my heart, anything apologetic. Come on, don't be sensitive, don't be so emotional and sensitive, just move on. You said it because you had to, come on, move on. Under the pretext of being practical, Drishtata enters the heart. We must remember, whoever we are, wherever we are, however we are, dayaya sarva bhuteshu santushtya yena kenava sarvendre upashantya cha tushyatyashu janardhana. Krishna is not pleased by our YouTube following. Krishna is not pleased by how many shlokas we know of memory. Krishna is not pleased by Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta. These degrees are important because we have to go through the course material of studying Prabhupada's books. That's the purpose. But just because I am a Bhakti Vedanta before you, I did the Bhakti Vaibhav before you, I know more verses more than you, I am a bigger Bhakti Vriksha leader than you. Hey, you're just a Bhakti Vriksha leader, I'm a temple president. The mind gets into different labels. But we must understand from Krishna's perspective, they mean nothing. If we are not this body, we definitely are not connected to even to the designations that the body brings in. The 3 things that really impress Krishna is 1, Dayaya Sarva Bhuteshu. How do we treat others? Krishna is watching. Krishna is watching. Mother Urmila, in one of the interactions, she said something which stayed with me in connection to what we are discussing. She said that when, let's say, there's one person standing here. Let's say one person standing here and one person standing here, and this person is speaking to this person. So A is speaking to C in the presence of B, right? So now A is going to talk to C, always in keeping this in mind, how is B perceiving me, right? They're going to talk to C in an attempt to impress B. Isn't it common psychology that where A is speaking to C in the presence of B and is always thinking of how B is judging my conversation with C? She gave this example and she said, every person we are talking to, Krishna is watching. So just like A speaks to C with respect, with sensitivity, with affection, with etiquette, knowing that B is watching. Similarly, every person we talk to, whether publicly or privately, Krishna is watching. Krishna is watching. How we treat superiors, how we treat equals, how we treat juniors. This is the first point. Dayaya sarvabhuteshu means treating superiors with respect, treating equals with respect, treating juniors with respect. The expression of the respect may be different, but in our heart, understanding Krishna lives in their heart. This is the first point. Second point, santushtya yena kenava, always being satisfied. Today we may get a big home, tomorrow we may get an apartment, then we may get to sleep on the floor. Doesn't matter. Krishna, you who got me to this place is always taking me to a better place. Being satisfied with the food that we receive, the place that we stay, the money that we make, the spouse that Krishna gives us. But santushtya yena kenava. Second point. First, treating everyone with respect. Second, always being self-satisfied. Third, sarva indre upashantyaja. Making sure our senses don't go dhavato bahihi, outside, but we restrain that and offer it to Krishna through thought, word and deed. Jivhe kirtaya keshavam muraripo cheto bhaja sridharam. Pani dvandva samarchaya achyuta katha shrotra dvayam tvam shunu. Krishnam lokaya lochana dvaya hare gachangri yugmalayam. Jigragrhana mukunda pada tulasim murdhanna madhokshajam. Why do we find this principle again and again where all the senses are called out? O tongue, chant the holy name. O mind, remember Krishna. O hands, serve Krishna. We can just say Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. But why is it said Savaimana Krishna Padaravindayo Vachamsi Vaikuntha Gunanu Varnanam? To teach us through every sense, we have to perform bhajan. We have to perform bhakti. When the scent comes around in the temple hall, or we get flowers or garlands, that's the time our nose has been waiting for all day, so that I can serve Krishna. Sometimes we go, that's it. But being in the moment means this is the time where I accept Krishna through my nostrils. This is the time when I accept Krishna through the sense of my touch. By chanting the holy name, I accept Krishna through my tongue. Serving Krishna through all one's senses. So 3 points. 1, treating everyone with respect. 2, always being satisfied. 3, using all our senses in Krishna's service. Why are we saying this? Because we started with the 3 expressions of pride that Raghunath Das Goswami attributes to Indra. Where the first is considering oneself better than others. Second, I can behave the way I want with others with arrogance. And third, so Mada is the first, Drishta is the second, and under Mada and Drishta we spoke of the 3 positives. And now the third point, Uddanda. What is it? Danda means a stick, and Ut means up. So imagine if this is an assembly, which it is. But in the assembly, if one person now puts a stick, so what happens? Everyone's attention naturally goes to the person who's having a stick or a flag in his hand, is it not? This is called Uddandata. In every circumstance to act, think, speak and do things in such a way that all eyes should be on me. I will put a stick if that is what it takes for people to see me. I will whistle if that's what it takes for people to see me. I will stand up and dance if that's what it takes for people to see me and observe me and appreciate me, and all eyes should be at me. This is called Uddandata, the behavior of throwing the stick up in the assembly in front of everyone. Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says the 3 aspects of Indra's pride addressed in this pastime are Pratihata Mada Drishta Uddanda Devendra Garvaha. Devendra, Indra's Garva, manifested with this mood that I am better than these Brajbasis. Mada. Drishta, I can do whatever I want. I can destroy them, I can kill them. These Brajbasis are like ants in front of me. Drishta. And Uddanda, act in such a way that everyone's attention, which is on Govardhana, will now all turn towards me. These are 3 principles to remember in the heart. And when this is there, this principle is there of Mada, Drishta and Uddanda, then wherever we go, we are going to find a world of problems. Because it's like having stones in one shoe. The shoe could be fantastic and you could be on a wonderful racetrack. But if the pebbles and the stones are inside the shoe, doesn't matter where we are, we're always going to bleed. So this mentality, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's in the temple, whether it's in a community, it spills out. And it hurts. Indra was thinking at this point, who is this boy? How dare he behave the way he behaves? This 7-year-old boy has the power to give a TED talk and influence the whole Braj. And they're listening to him and giving up my service, my worship. Unacceptable. What's the ideal thing Indra should have done? He could have just thought, okay, there's a change of plan. Krishna has changed. Instead of giving me the worship of the Brajbasis, which according to Naravat Līlā, the human-like pastimes, it's a cultural tradition to offer it to Devatas. So if Indra thinks, previously my service was to accept the yajna fruits as service to Krishna and the Brajbasis. Just like Ishwara Puripad, as service, he performed the service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a spiritual master. Keshav Bharati Maharaj as a Sannyas Gurudev. They're all devotees and disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but as service they're taking the higher position to please the Lord. So Indra previously could have thought, if Krishna wants to place me here for service, I will accept it for his pleasure. But if he has changed the GPS location now, the GPS, the Guru Parampara system, Krishna Mande Jagat Gurum, he being the original Guru, he has changed my route. So be it. That's fine. So he can just come down and say, Krishna, is it okay if I can also Giri Puja? Can I also join the Parikrama party and can I also sing? And Krishna would have said, sure, come. That would be so fun. Isn't it? But Indra thought, how could he replace me? This idea that I am irreplaceable, it's embedded in the consciousness of the false ego. In fact, the false ego, the conditioned soul starts to think, what will happen to this world once I am gone? Now I am here, dharma is intact. In a few years after I am gone, Kali Yuga is going to go rampant. Every conditioned soul sees the journey of this world as before my birth and after my departure, as if we are all Jesus, before Christ, and think, I was born in this year, and life before was, and then I was born, and then after I'm gone, it's good. As Prabhu said yesterday, every conditioned soul thinks the world revolves around me. Indra was thinking, I am replaced. Till now, I was the center of attention, affection, respect, honor, distinction, and now I am replaced by a mountain? I mean, it's not even like I'm replaced by Brahma, or Shiva, or Chandra, Surya. And it's not even like you're replacing me by a human. Like anything, just a mountain? And then you make up a eating mountain, talking mountain, singing mountain, and you run around. What is going on here? How does it reduce Indra's position? There are millions and millions and millions of villages still performing Indra Puja. But this one village is what affected Indra the most. Just like we have everything right in our life. Health is good. Children are obedient. Wait, you laugh too soon. Spouse is favorable. Not yet. Job is secure. Everything is right. Life is perfect. But then as we walk, a little thorn gets into our foot. And all our attention is at our feet. That one thorn takes our mind away from everything that's good in our life, and it's all gone there. All the attention is there on that little thorn. Even when we are honoring prasadam, we tasted so many preparations, but at the end, you find some morsel somewhere in the mouth. And you're talking to someone. And while talking, your tongue is moving. The tongue goes to that part to crib about which is stuck. The 20 minutes of wonderful prasad doesn't matter, but the tongue naturally goes to complain about that little morsel between the tooth or the thorn at the feet. Indra got aggressive and he said, "This boy is too much." He stands up as a leader and he's not even announced as the future king of this little, who cares, this village. Little boy, and he's speaking. Indra said, "Vachalam balisham stabdham ajñam panditamaninam krishnam martyam upashritya Gopa me chakrur apriyam." This was on purpose that we chanted the verse like this. Very distasteful. Indra is saying, this boy, Vachalam, too talkative. Talking about niti, dharma, karma, sankhya. Who asked you? Just follow your father and do what he's doing. Mahajano yena gata sapanta. Matrudeva bhava, pitrudeva bhava. Just follow your father and worship me. Vachalam, talkative. Take your cows and calves and be happy. Baba, what are you doing? Why are you doing? Who's your guru? Why does it matter to you? Vachalam, too talkative. Balisham. He's 7-year-old, but he talks like 3-year-old. Not childlike, but childish. Balisham. Sthaptam, arrogant. Look who's talking. Sthaptam, doesn't bow down before anyone. Directly goes and sits on the lap of Nanda Baba. Pranam karo pehle. Bow down to your father. Forget about doing pranam to me, who's worshipped by everyone. First, stabdham. At least offer obeisance to Nanda Baba. Talkative boy. Balisham, childish. Stabdham, arrogant. Ajñam, foolish, ignorant. I am not saying this. I am not the doer. And after all this, Indra is telling about Krishna. Panditamanina. He is acting as if he is the Pandit. There's a saying that if you enter an assembly of blind people, and if you're squint, then you are coronated as the king. The squint is considered to be the king among the assembly of blind. So Indra said, what do the Brajbasis know? In front of them you quote 2 shlokas, they think you're Pandit. Panditamanina. How many words were used? Vachalam, Balisham, Sthaptam, Ajñam, Panditamaninam, Martyam. This mortal being. Indra says, this mortal Krishna, I will teach all of them this lesson. Listening to him, upashritya, taking shelter of him, gopa me chakrur apriyam. These gopas have caused apriya to me. When you associate with the wrong person, you become like them. You find in the Valmiki Ramayana, when Marich is speaking to Ravan, and the whole planning of the golden deer conspiracy is made, Marich tells Ravan, the mistake that you will make, Lanka Vasis will have to suffer for it. And he gives a beautiful example. He says, if there's a pond of fishes and a snake enters there, in no time the snake through his poison makes the whole pond poisonous, and all the fishes die not because they are poisonous, they are simply poisoned by the poison of that poisonous snake. By the association of the snake, the associating fishes get poisoned. Marich tells Ravan, you are like that snake. And the Lanka Vasis are all like fishes. If you kidnap Sita Devi through this conspiracy, through this controversial decision, the whole Lanka will be in flames very soon. Indra is saying, associating with Krishna, the whole Braja has Chakrur Apriyam. They have offended me by associating with him. But of course, Saraswati Devi, who is Vande Vani Vinayako, who is the goddess of speech, she can't carry these words to Krishna. Narayanam namaskritya naram jaiva narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam. She is Saraswati. How can she carry words of displeasure and disgust and curse words and swear words? So Saraswati Devi took those words and flipped them. Said, Krishna, Indra has a beautiful glorificatory prayer for you. Indra is offering with so much affection. Krishna said, what is it? And Saraswati Devi said, Vashalam balisham sthabdam Ajñam panditamanina Krishnam martyam upashritya Gopame chakrura priyam. The 6 words, Saraswati Devi is saying, the 6 words that Indra has used for you, O Krishna, are as follows. Vajalam. There's nobody who can talk like you. You are Vavaduka. Krishna is Vivida Adbhuta Bhashavit, according to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Krishna can speak all the languages with the nuances, with the intricate details of even the tone and the frequency and the pitch. Krishna speaks all languages, including the language of the birds and the animals, and he also speaks the language of silence as Paramatma. To a conditioned soul. To a liberated soul, he is very talkative in the heart, always giving dictations from the heart. But to a conditioned soul, he speaks the language of silence. Vachalam, there's nobody who can speak like you. Balisham, oh, you are God, but so childlike. Look how cute you are. He said, childish. She said, childlike. And Sthabdam, oh Krishna, Indra is saying, you don't bow down before anyone because you don't have to. You don't have to bow down before anyone. When you are Sarva Karana Karanam, when everyone's Yo Brahma Rudra Shukha Narada Bhishma Mukhair, everyone's offering obeisances to you. Why should you offer obeisances to anyone? And Ajna, Nyadhatu, to know. Ajna, Indra said, he who doesn't know anything. Saraswati said, Ajna, there is nothing that you don't know. There's nothing more for you to know. So you're not jnani, you're ajna. There's nothing more to know. And who's saying all this? Panditamaninam. All the pandits have said this. In this way, all the beautiful words were flipped. But this is the bhav of Saraswati Devi given in the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Indra, in his wrath, he decided, let's call a meeting. Urgent general body meeting. Just bring all the controllers together. So should we call Indra, should we call Chandra? Yes, everyone, Chandra, Surya, everyone. I want everyone here, right now. Some should sit here, some should sit here, some should stand. Indra's giving his advice and everyone's, okay, we'll bring all the devatas. All the devatas, the ministers, the associates, the assistants, they come in the royal assembly of Indra. Sri Melpattur Narayana Bhattadri writes, Agni and Vayu. Now they are crucial players in this Līlā. Because Indra is going to use not Chandra or Surya so much, but he's going to use Agni and Vayu. Sri Narayana Bhattadri writes, Vayu, the wind god, and Agni, the fire god, they were both kind of chuckling. Why were they chuckling? One, they were chuckling on, what is he going to say now? And second, They are chuckling. We exactly know what's going to happen to him. So Vayu and Agni were chuckling. Okay, we know now what's going to happen. So, okay, he's going to call upon us. No, he's going to call you first. No, he's going to call you first. And Indra's like, Vayu, Agni. Yeah. Both are focusing. And Indra, he says, Vayu, Agni, Samvartaka. Samvartaka are the clouds of partial destruction. When Samvartaka clouds come in, with their thundering and lightning and the flood of rain shower that they bring in, there's devastation. Indra calls upon all these great personalities. And he says, I want to send all of you on a mission. Destroy Vrindavan. Destroy everything. They said, destroy everything. People, living, non-living, places. Finish Vrindavan. Indra said, uproot the trees. The place should be on fire. There should be thundering, there should be lightning, there should be hailstorm, there should be dust storm, there should be everything. Just blind and deafen everyone. And torture them and kill them. Not one ant of Vrindavan should be alive. They are offending me. And Indra is justifying. If I don't punish them, they will all go to hell. I have to save them out of my compassion. Shower so much rain that it's not raindrops. It should be like elephants falling from the sky. Go, destroy Vrindavan. Now, as we know, Krishna inaugurated the beautiful Deepavali celebration on Amavasya. And then there was the Pratipada Tithi of Giriraj Annakut Mahotsav. Then there was the Bhratra Dvitiya celebration. And now when they all were going home on the morning of Tritiya, Līlā Shakti as Yoga Maya potency, to fulfill the desire of the Brajbasis to live with Krishna, used Indra's pride as a secondary agent, but Krishna's desire as the primary potency, to introduce Indra and his associates into Braj, setting the scene for not 3 days, but for 7 days of togetherness. Now, this could be quite interesting. How could Indra, as a demigod, have any power on the eternal abode of Krishna? How could a temporary devata have the audacity to inflict pain on the eternal associates of Krishna? How is it possible? Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada has written a brilliant commentary on Brahma Samhita. And Sri Jiva Goswami Prabhupada writes something fascinating there. He writes, now this is quite revolutionary. He writes, just like there are demigods in the material world, he says there are devatas in the spiritual world. There's a Nitya Surya, there's a Nitya Chandra, there's a Nitya Varuna, there is a Nitya Vayu. And he explains they are not devatas like the material ones who come and go when their term is over. He said they perform their pastimes to assist and nourish the Leelas of Krishna in Braj. So when we see in the pastimes of Krishna sunrises, sunsets, on one hand this question is asked in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yadgatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. That my abode doesn't get illuminated by the sun or the moon or the fire. But at the same time we know when it's sunrise, Krishna's performing his pastimes. It's noon, Krishna's performing his pastimes. The sun is about to set. Krishna returns back with Godhuli, his cows and calves. So how do you reconcile? Srila Jiva Goswami Pad says, in the material world, the devatas are occupying positions which are temporary. But in the spiritual world, They are present for lights, camera, action. For the stage of Vrindavan to have the fancy dress drama and the dance of Krishna Līlā, you have to have the mics and you have to have the lights. On the stage of Vrindavan to have the beautiful backdrop, Brinda Devi arranges. Brinda Devi is making the background arrangement. She's bringing in the berries, the fruits, the flowers, the leaves, the water body. And at the same time, Radharani, Shamsundar, the Gopas, the Gopis, the cows, the calves, the deer, the peacock, they're all on the stage of Vrindavan performing their Leelas. And the demigods are there assisting with the sunrise, the sunset, the moonrise, the moonset, and sometimes a thundering and sometimes a little lightning and rain. So in Krishna's Leelas, the material devatas don't have power to intervene. The material devatas don't have power in the spiritual world, but there is a spiritual counterpart where they are eternal, and Surya Dev in the spiritual world, he's not controlling Krishna, but based on Krishna's desire, the sun rises. So when Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Natat bhasayate Surya, he's speaking of the material realm. But at the same time, in the eightfold pastimes, you see the sun rises and sets. So in this way, the lights, camera, action for Krishna's desire to manifest for 7 days, we find on the day of Tritiya, as everyone's going home very sad, because for 3 days they were with Krishna. Now in Braj we can see all day long, the Gopas spend time with Krishna. Very funny. Kechid venum vadhayanta dhvanta shringani kechana. Kechid bringai pragayantyo kujanta kokilai pare vichhaya bhi pradhavanto gachanta sadhu hamsakai bakair upavishantascha nrityantascha kalapibhi. Bhagavatam describes all day Krishna's frolicking with the Gopas. They are jumping like frogs. They are making sounds like the cuckoos. They are dancing like the peacocks. Krishna and his friends are playing the flute, sometimes hiding the flute, stealing the flute. Sometimes taking prasadam from somebody's lunch box and putting it into somebody's dabba. And when that boy is asking, I think I got a sweet, the boy says, I don't know. Oh, you had a sweet? I don't know. Maybe we should check the lunch boxes of other boys in case somebody has it. Maybe, how about we start with this boy? And the one who stole it from here and put it in his box now says, I think we should check his box in case. Maybe somehow your laddu went into his dabba, you never know. And when open, oh, look, he stole your laddu. The boys are stealing, passing flutes, passing horns, buffalo horns, bugles. From sunrise to sunset, spending time. The Gopas in the morning and the Gopis at night. When the sun is setting and the moon is rising, the Gopas are very sad. When the moon is setting, the sun is rising, the Gopis are very sad. So when the sun and the moon are rising and setting, some Brajbasi is always sad. Mother Yashoda wants Krishna with her. The Gopas want Krishna with them. The Gopis want Krishna with them. All of their desire with Krishna's desire to be with all of them, it burst open like a volcanic lava on the Tritiya, where Indra's agents were slowly coming in as icy cold, unseasonal wind from the north. Suddenly the friends were thinking, I am feeling so cold. I know we are not, but the Gopas were. The Gopas were feeling so cold. Suddenly something's wrong. The cows and the calves started to tremble. And as they looked up, it was as if the sky had eaten up the sun. The dark rain clouds of devastation started coming over the surface on the sky. It seemed as if it was nighttime. And before they realized, the rain began with the breeze, with the thunder, with the lightning. The boys looked at all the calves and the cows. Sri Jiva Goswami explains the calves looked at their mothers. What is happening, Maya? The mother cow said, I don't know, but know for sure I'm always there for you. It says the calves hid under the shade of their mother. The mother cow was hiding the calf on the power of the soft layer of her neck. She was embracing the calf to say, I will get drenched, but don't you worry, I am there for you. The calves and the cows both were taking shelter of the boys, and the boys suddenly became like a guru. Now they didn't know how to give shelter to so many disciples. They're all saying, without you we have nobody. Ami bina bandhu aar kya chhe tumar? Who else is there apart from you? So all the boys said, the calves are taking shelter of the cows are taking shelter of us, we will take shelter of Krishna. The boys all started running towards Krishna and said, Krishna, you're so talkative. Krishna said, you too are saying the same thing? Why do you find me talkative? The boys said, we shouldn't have listened to you. We stopped Indra Puja because of you. Now see, he's crying. He's crying. Indra is crying. The other boy says, no, Indra is not crying. Why will he cry? The first boy says, when your mom doesn't give you laddus that you like and gives it to your brother, what do? I cry. That's what's happening. They're giving their own purports there. And then some older boys are saying, shh, shh, wait, don't talk. Talk to Krishna. Krishna, tell us what to do. Krishna said, the calves are taking shelter of the cows are taking shelter of the boys, you're taking shelter of me. I will take shelter of Giriraj. He said, why are you worrying? Our Kula Devata is Govardhana. Let's go. We will go to Govardhana. The boys are saying, it's raining. How do we go? They started running towards Giriraj Govardhana. And by then, Indra said, increase the heat. Initially, the Devatas didn't know where the thermostat was. Then Indra said, come on, increase. And it became so intense. Everybody in Vrindavan was struggling. There was water flooding everywhere. The lightning was so intense, it seemed as if the sun was falling from the sky. With the thunder deafening everyone's ears and dust everywhere, blocking everyone's eyes. And hailstones falling there. Rain as if elephants falling with anger. And at such a piteous situation, the Brajbasis, the Gopas, the Gopis, the whole community didn't know what to do except take shelter of Sri Krishna. Amidst this situation where roofs of the homes are flying off, walls are being shaken, Goshala roofs are off, they were talking to each other. Doesn't this look very similar like how it was when Trinavarta came? No, this is much more intense. The Brajbasis folded their palms and they prayed to Krishna. Analpa kalpanta kshamatama mahavarshanatano anarthanam sartho durupashama esha vyajaninaha paritratananyas twadapara iti tvamiha vayam prapanna vyapannan ahaha nijalokanna kurunaha. The Brajbasis spoke to Krishna. Krishna, look at the circumstance. Analpaha. Alpa means little. Analpaha means not little, which means too much. Analpa kalpantaha. Kalpanta means at the time of destruction. Kshamatama mahavarsanatanur. Oh Krishna, not in small quantity, but a flood shower which is found at the time of devastation, destruction. That is what we are witnessing at the moment. So much pain, my dear Lord. The whole circumstance seems like life is ending. We are all dying. Not few drops, but analpa kalpantaha. And this is way beyond what we can tolerate. And anarthanam sartho durupashama esha vyajaninaha. Krishna, this situation is such that on our own we cannot cross. Have we ever felt in our life that circumstance, people, situations, reversals are so much more than what we can actually handle? How many of us have actually felt that in life? It could be physical pain, it could be emotional pain, it could be financial pain, it could be strain in relationships, it could be any problem. That's all of us. And what do we do at the time? Krishna consciousness is not just defined how we take shelter of Krishna during a festive occasion. During Janmashtami, everyone's looking towards the altar. During Radhashtami, everyone's dancing in Kirtan. But at the time of reversals, what is our asset? Are we depending on our bank accounts? Are we depending on investment plans? Are we depending on possessions, people, positions, contacts, karate, kung fu, guns, security, watchmen, dogs outside the house? What is our asset? What do we fall back on when life squeezes us? When we are in calamity, whom do we call? Whom do we talk to? We call people whom we consider very near to us. But in the Bhagavatam, we find time and again, when life squeezes the devotee, the pure devotees appeal to Krishna. What happened to Uttara? She called out to Krishna. What happened to Prahlad Maharaj? What happened to Dhruva Maharaj? What happened to Draupadi Devi? What happened to Gajendra? Brihad Bhagavatamritam is the systematic behind the scenes interview of all the characters of the Bhagavatam. After they played their role in the Bhagavatam, aapko kaise laga? How did you feel? You played a very good role in the 7th canto, Prahlad. Very nice. That role was wonderful. You know, all great personalities, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone's talking about it. Prahlad, how did you feel? Your role was amazing. And Prahlad saying, no, I feel his role was much better than mine. Brahma, how do you feel? No. Lord Shiva, you played such a wonderful role in the Bhagavatam. Everyone saw you drank poison and there were like applause in the assembly when they were watching 8th canto and you were on the stage. Shiva, that was amazing. What do you think? No, I think the role of Prahlad was better. Prahlad, what do you think? No, I think, well, I had a little part, but I think the stage was on fire. The Bhagavatam stage was on fire when Hanuman came in. So Brihad Bhagavatamritam is the BTS, the behind the scenes interview after the Bhagavatam was displayed. And every character, every personality who played the role on the stage of Srimad Bhagavatam had the same dialogue. Krishna, please save me. Krishna, apart from you, I have nobody. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. And in the Brihad Bhagavatamritam, in the last stage of surrender, the example are the Brajbasis, the Braja Gopis. So if Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj and Ambarish Maharaj and Gajendra and Draupadi are calling out to Krishna, what surprise is there that the Brajbasis took shelter of Krishna at the time of difficulty? Complete surrender. Rakshishyate iti vishwaso. We are always fearful of something or the other. Aise hua to? What if this happens? What if that goes wrong? what if, only if, as if. We're always having chinta in our mind. Chinta means worry. But instead of chinta, we should do chintan. Instead of worrying, why worry when we have hurry? Don't worry, chant hurry. What is our asset is what we have to ask. What can I fall back on lifetime after lifetime? When my face changes, my body changes, my relation changes, my financial status changes, my identity in this world is all ripped off from one life to another. What is that secure account where I will not lose my money? Why put your fruits in a basket where they are going to go spoiled? I have a problem with A, I will then depend on B. But if I have a problem with B, I will depend on C. But how long can we hop, skip, and jump like this? Devotees, pure devotees, they are tvam akinchana gocharam. They are not fearful of anyone. They are abhay charan. They are fearless. What a life Srila Prabhupada led. Now, after 50 years of Krishna consciousness, all of us, we make our post-retirement plans. I want to buy a house in Navadvip. I want to live in Mayapur. I want to live in Vrindavan. Property rates are the real estate is increasing. Better I buy a land today itself. Better I build a home today itself, so that 20, 30 years from today, when I am 69 years old, I can live next to Radha Damodar temple. But 50 years ago, when Srila Prabhupada was 69 at Radha Damodar, he left Radha Damodar to give Radha Damodar to the whole world. And what opposition? Health is failing, business is failing, family is not cooperating. Prabhupada gets heat stroke. He's all by himself, no money, no manpower. Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave an instruction. If you ever get money, print books, and the second is, you've learnt the English language, why don't you propagate the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the whole world? And at the age of 69, in 1965, Srila Prabhupada gets on a 37-day, not passenger ship, but a cargo ship journey. In 2015, in Boston, we celebrated the 50th arrival of Srila Prabhupada at Commonwealth Pier in Boston. And there were so many disciples of Srila Prabhupada, and we got onto a ship from Commonwealth Pier, going on board for a few hours, and then coming back. And on the ship, a DT of Srila Prabhupada with over 50 disciples of Srila Prabhupada sharing Prabhupada's Smaranam, remembrance of Srila Prabhupada. It went on for a few hours. Wonderful, wonderful reflections. One disciple of Srila Prabhupada at that time, when she got the microphone, she said, "It's been 35 minutes we are on this ship." She said, "It's been 35 minutes we are on this ship and I've already started feeling seasick." And she choked, breaking into tears, saying, "And my Guru Maharaj was on this ship all alone for 35 days. Srila Prabhupada never felt alone. He had Srimad Bhagavatam with him. He had the holy name with him. He had the instruction and the lotus foot dust of Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur on his head. And even with 2 heart attacks, you will never find Srila Prabhupada have self-pity. मैंने इतना कुछ किया, I did so much for all of you, you didn't reciprocate. Never. Every picture of Srila Prabhupada is like this. Chin raised, chest open with confidence. Not pride, but with confidence that I have no one to fear because I am at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. With 2 heart attacks, Srila Prabhupada did not get down in Boston and find a cardiologist. Let me go, see what the problem is. How much struggle. The Brahmanas were criticizing. This Swami Maharaj is crossing as a sannyasi, going to the Western world. This has never been done. Vedic parampara kharab ho rahi hai. Vedic Sanskriti is getting spoiled. Those Brahmanas remained in India. As Prahlad Maharaj says, sometimes through our pride of Brahmanical superiority, we cannot even purify ourselves. What to speak of purify the whole world. The first 1 year that Srila Prabhupada spent in America, discussed in the Līlā is heartbreaking. Those chapters, struggling alone, crying in the wilderness. It's unbelievable. Srila Prabhupada did not have a place. Now imagine, all of us have homes, all of us have investments and property and bank balance and account. Imagine if Srila Prabhupada comes and asks us, we will all open up everything for him. He had nobody at that time. The Acharya did not want anything from anyone. He selflessly wanted to flood this world with Krishna Bhakti. He just wanted one place. The Līlā describes Mr. Hartman. He was ready to sell that place to Srila Prabhupada for 7 lakh rupees. Srila Prabhupada did not have 7 lakh rupees at that time. Srila Prabhupada said, please give this place to me. I promise I will pay very soon. He said, no, you first give me the money, then I will give you the place. Srila Prabhupada said, I will arrange. There were 2 problems then. One, Srila Prabhupada did not know where to bring the money from. He had no contacts in America. You have to ask someone in India. 1, who's going to give it? And 2, how is it going to come? Srila Prabhupada wrote to some of the Gaudiya contacts he had, some brahmacharis and some sannyasis, and said, can you collect some Lakshmi and send it to me? No response. Srila Prabhupada wrote to Sumati Morarji, my desire is to build a temple for your Bal Gopal. Can you arrange some money? No response. By then, Srila Prabhupada finds another man, Parampad Singhania. Prabhupada says, I am trying to build the temple. Parampad Singhania says, I am ready to help. Srila Prabhupada said, wonderful, I need 7 lakh rupees. Parampad Singhania says, I am ready to give you 50 lakh. Prabhupada said, good, we'll start with 7 first. Parampad Singhania said, I will give you 50 lakh rupees on the condition the temple should be built as I want. Srila Prabhupada said, sure, you tell me, we will build the temple accordingly. Parampad Singhania said, it should be a small temple with very rich architecture and aesthetic cultural beauty. Prabhupada said, no, it's going to be a big temple. We need a big hall for katha and kirtan and prasad. What are you going to do with a small temple? Parampad Singhania said, then I'm not ready to give you the money. His idea was build a temple from scratch, fresh. Prabhupada's idea was get a property that's available and start preaching. Parampad Singhania said, no, I am not interested. Srila Prabhupada said, okay, how about we do what both of our desires come together to? The temple can be according to my desire, but the Gopuram structure can be according to your desire. Let's make a big temple with very nice artistic Gopuram. Parampad Singhania said, not interested. Srila Prabhupada doesn't know where to get the money from. He writes to Oriental Book Depot, whom he had given his dealership for his distribution of his books. He wrote to them and he said, what is the What is the rate of the book distribution? How is it going? How many books of mine have been distributed? If you want more books, I can give it to you. And please send all the money of all the book distribution that you have done. Oriental Book Depot wrote back, Swamiji, nobody's interested in your books. We have not sold even one book. We don't want any more dealership. What to speak of selling your books and giving you the money? Please take your books back. We don't want your books. Srila Prabhupada doesn't know what to do. By then, Srila Prabhupada listens to the news that Lal Bahadur Shastri, the then leader, the Prime Minister then, between 1964 and 1966, he was going from India to Russia and from Russia to America. So Prabhupada had ray of hope now. He thought, let me speak to Lal Bahadur Shastri because I had given him one copy of Bhagavatam. And he really appreciated it. So he comes to Russia, and from Russia to America, I will meet with him. So getting sponsorship and getting it from India, he can approve. Wonderful. Prabhupada's waiting. Lal Bahadur Shastri gives up his body, dies in Russia. Now what to do? Srila Prabhupada's hopeful for the next power to come in. It was Indira Gandhi. Srila Prabhupada wrote to her. Indira Gandhi got back. No money is leaving India. If you want, Swamiji, you can collect money in America and build temples and spread Indian culture. Money can come into India. Money should not leave India. What would we do if we are going through one defeat after another, one door after another being closed, one calamity after another? And for what? We can just say, okay, I tried, it's not working out. Let's come back to Calcutta. Let's come back to Ulta Danga main road. But Prabhupada is a lion. When one window is closing, Prabhupada wants to open another door. By then, a ray of hope. A Gaudiya Vaishnav Brahmachari wrote to Srila Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, I want to come to America and help you. Prabhupada said, have you taken permission from your Guru Maharaj? The Brahmachari said, first I will come and then we'll send a letter to my Guru. Prabhupada said, no, you should take your Guru's permission. So the Brahmachari said, I will ask my Guru Maharaj. Then he wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada. My Guru Maharaj has said there is no need to go to America to help Swami Maharaj, because Swami Maharaj is wasting his time. This Brahmachari wrote this as a letter. Srila Prabhupada responded that how can you call my efforts as insignificant? Even Nityananda Prabhu was hit by Madhai with a half-broken liquor pot. But didn't Nityananda Prabhu continue? How can you judge Nityananda Prabhu on the fact that Madhai is slamming him, therefore Nityananda Prabhu's preaching is defeated? Prabhupada says, whether you come or no, I am marching. Then finally Prabhupada gets a ray of hope. He finds David. David said, Swamiji, you can take my apartment, we can share, we can put a cloth, you can stay there, I can stay here, and wonderful. Prabhupada became so happy. David started following the principles. Prabhupada wrote back a letter to the Gaudiya Math. David is going to become the first Gaudiya Vaishnava in the Western world. I will make David the first Gaudiya Vaishnava. Prabhupada could see potential in people that people themselves couldn't see in themselves. One day as Srila Prabhupada was working on the other side of the curtain that David had arranged, Prabhupada heard some noise. So he lifted the curtain and he looked. David was under the influence of drugs. With eyes bloodshot, intoxicated, he had a loaded gun in his hand. And David said, Swamiji, leave or else I'll shoot you. And Prabhupada, with some manuscripts in his hand and a little typewriter in his hand and not knowing how to hold his briefcase, at 5 o'clock in the morning, he left that apartment, not knowing where to go. Walking through the street where there were people drunk on the floor. Prabhupada came to a little apartment. The door opened. Prabhupada said, Mike, Jen, both of you come for my programs. Is it okay if I can live in your apartment for a few days? Because the place where I was living, I have been kicked out. Mike and Jen accepted Srila Prabhupada. They were not married then. They were living together. They said, Swamiji, we are two. We can be three. Come. You can stay. We can go to the programs together with you. Please come. Then after a point, Mike looked at Srila Prabhupada and said, are you looking for a permanent place? Prabhupada said, I have no one, nothing, no place. I don't know how to do this. Can you both help me? Mike said, Swamiji, there's one storefront I can arrange for you. Mike took Srila Prabhupada there, and even today, that storefront is the Matchless Gifts in New York. Mike became Mukunda. Jen became Janaki. From two, they became three couples. And these three couples, 3.5 actually, with little baby Saraswati also. These three wonderful empowered couples then were sent to UK. They befriended the Beatles. They got Bhaktivedanta Manor. Srila Prabhupada had nothing except complete shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. We can collect people. We can collect money. We can collect followers and positions and possessions. It will all be stripped by the waves of time. And to the extent we are attached to these temporary things, to that extent we will enjoy when it's a high ride. And to that extent we will struggle when it's forcibly stripped by Maya. But if we can put our heart on that relation which can never be stripped away from us, our relationship with Krishna, then we will never struggle. Srila Prabhupada, coming from Sri Vrindavan Dham, following the residents of Vrindavan, when he was attacked by the thunderbolts of reversals in his life, when there were hailstones and hailstorms in Srila Prabhupada's life, when there were unseasonal, cold, icy breeze of reversal in his life, he did what the Brajbasis did at the Govardhana Līlā pastime. The Brajbasis took shelter of Krishna. And when someone takes shelter of Krishna, Krishna can never give up on such a person. In fact, what to speak of taking shelter? Prabhu was mentioning, Bhrityatiham pranatapala bhavabdhipotam. Taking shelter is another level. Just bowing down to Krishna, Krishna will never forget such a Vaishnava. Please everyone repeat after me. Krishna pranami, na punarbhavaya. Shastra says, Krishna pranami. If you offer obeisances to Krishna, na punarbhavaya, we don't have to enter another mother's womb again. Any yajna we perform, it may bring us back. But if you surrender to Krishna, bow our head to Krishna, in happiness or distress, Griheva banete thake ha gauranga bole dake norottama mage tarasanga. Sukhe thako dhuke thako bol hari bol. Mano janme pae bhai bol hari bol. Krishnero sanshara kori chhadi anachar. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, making your life Krishna conscious, offer your heart to that Lord who has offered his heart to you. Who else is there as Paramatma in our life? We love our mother, we love our father, we love our wife, we love our children. But when death comes in, new slate, clean slate, new relations again. But Krishna loves us so much. Whether we are in a pig body, monkey body, donkey body, earthworm body, he's coming there as Paramatma. You don't like me, no problem, but I cannot stop loving you. That's what Krishna is telling all the jivas. And if we just turn a bit towards him, he's there. He's always there. Krishna has given his immortal promise here. Just like we know Sri Ramachandra said, Sakradeva prapanno yastavasmiti sayachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadamye tad vratam mama. That if someone surrenders to me, I will make them fearless forever. don't have to worry. When Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, he means it. When he says, Goptritve Varanam Tatha, Rakshishyati Vishwaso, he means it. He's our maintainer, he's our protector, he's our only ever well-wishing best friend. We never had anybody, we don't have anybody, we will never have anybody except him. But alas, he comes with fancy dress, makeup and different relationships, and we love the makeup of the fancy dress more than the person who's actually wearing those costumes. Krishna empowers our mother to make rotis for us. We thank our mother, but what about Krishna, who's giving her the power and the intelligence and the love in her heart to make it for us? When we get letters, when we get mails, when we get posts, we say thank you to the mail boy. We express gratitude to the postman. But ultimately you respond to the letter of the person who has written the letter. It's not that you embrace the mail boy and cry and weep, holding the hand of the postman. Thank you for this letter. And you forget the person who actually wrote the letter. This is not wise. Wisdom is you thank the postman, the mail boy, but then immediately we switch to thinking to answer the person who has written the letter. This is life. Every person who comes in front of us is a postman, is a mail boy who's carrying the letter of love that Krishna writes for us every single day. Krishna writes letters for us. And it comes through different mediums. Sometimes it's pleasant, sometimes it's unpleasant, but it's always affectionate. It's always affectionate. We want to thank the postmen, the mailmen, the representatives. We want to thank, we want to be grateful. But ultimately offering our heart to the only person who writes those love letters, and that is Krishna. So in this immortal verse of the Govardhana Līlā, Sri Krishna gives his eternal promise. Just like Ram gave in the Valmiki Ramayana, Sri Krishna is telling all the Brajbasis, Tasman mat sharanam goshtham mannatham mat parigraham gopaye swatma yogena soyam me vrata ahitaha. Krishna says, Tasman mat sharanam goshtham. There's an external meaning and there's an internal meaning. The external meaning is, mat sharanam. All the devotees in Braj have taken shelter of me. And mannatham mat parigraham. They consider me to be their Lord and me to be their family. Gopaye swatma yogena. Therefore, through my Līlā Shakti, my Atma Yoga, Yoga Maya, I promise, Gopaye, I will protect those Brajbasis who consider me to be their family. But the internal meaning is, Krishna's looking into the eye of every Brajbasi with tears dripping from his eyes. And he says, Tasman mat sharanam goshtham. These are those Brajbasis whom I have taken shelter of. Sri Jiva Goswami Prabhupada, in the start of Sri Harinamamrit Vyakaranam, he gives a sutra. He says, Narayanat udbhutoyam varnakramaha. And there he defines the word Narayana. We know the word Narayana means, Nara means human population, and Ayana, shelter. So Narayana is the name for Vishnu because he is the shelter for all of us. But the internal meaning in Vrindavan is, Nara means human, Brajbasis, and Ayana means to take shelter. Krishna is Narayana because he takes shelter of the Brajbasis. Therefore, aho bhagyam nandagopa vrajaukasam yan mitram paramanandam purna brahma sanatalam. Brahmaji, we will see very soon through Gauranga Darshan Prabhu's presentation. Brahmaji, while glorifying Krishna, he says, please everyone repeat after me, aho bhagyam Nanda Gopa Vrajaukasam Yan mitram paramanandam. Purnam Brahma Sanatanam. Lord Brahma says, Aho Bhagyam, Aho Bhagyam. What great fortune of the Brajbasis. Because they have befriended God. But our Acharyas write, Brahma could have just said Aho Bhagyam. Why did he say Aho Bhagyam, Aho Bhagyam? Because with the first Aho Bhagyam, Brahma is saying, Oh dear Krishna, Brajbasis are fortunate to befriend you. And with the second Aho Bhagyam, Krishna, you are fortunate to receive them. Because outside Vrindavan, everyone is offering you arati. But in Braj, you get thappad. Outside Vrindavan, everyone is offering pranam to you. But in Braj, you're carrying Nanda Baba's footwear. Outside Braj, you're giving blessings. In Braj, you're begging for butter. Rules are different. Mahamaya, Yogamaya potencies are different, working differently in this world, that world. So, O Krishna, Brajbasis are fortunate to have you and you're fortunate to have them. And that Krishna, same Krishna who's Narayana, because he's taken shelter of the Brajbasis, Krishna's promising here, those Brajbasis who are my life, my Lord, they are my everything. I promise to protect them. And at that time, Krishna, who never in Vrindavan knows that he's God. Krishna doesn't know he's God. If you ask him, who are you? He'll say, Main to Yashoda ka lala hu. I am the son of Nanda and Yashoda. This is my identity. Outside Vrindavan, he may say, Raso hamapsu kaunteya prabhasmin shashi suryayo pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdhagye paurusham nrishu. I am the taste in water. I am the light of the sun and the moon. But in Braj, Maya will say, very good. Where did you learn all this from? Who taught you? The neighboring mothers will say, look, my Lala has learned 2 shlokas. If Krishna says, Ma me kam sharanam braja, they'll clap. Oh, very good. You said it well. We don't know what you said, but you said it very well. Very cute. They have started to clap before Krishna started the verse. This is why Krishna left Vrindavan. Because he had to ultimately speak the Gita to save mankind. And if he spoke the Gita in Braj, nobody will take him seriously. So he had to step out of Vrindavan so that the world will take him seriously. So at this point, he who never knows that he is God, covered by the Yogamaya Shakti, Yogamaya lifted that curtain. And he who's God, who doesn't know he's God, at this point, the curtain started rising. And 7-year-old boy started realizing, I am Bhagavan. And at that point, Krishna looked at Govardhana. And he looked at the Brajbasis like the master looked at his servants. And he said, don't you worry. You have taken shelter of me. And therefore now, the Acharya is right. Dhara shakra dhanur vimukta sharatam. Tanvanti varshopala. Vajratvam bata vajrapata nichaya. Surya prapata bhramam. Itham dukkhitaya harim gatimite. Goshte sa Govardhanam. Haste dhatta yatanake nachatada. Shakte darapyohitum. The Acharyas explain. Dhara Shakra Dhanu. What does Shakra Dhanu mean? Shakra is Indra. Dhanu means bow. So Indra was shooting with his bow of anger, Dhara. He was shooting arrows after arrows in the form of rain shower. And Vimukta Sharatam, just like somebody releases one arrow after another on their bow, Indra in the sky, Jiva Goswami Pada writes, on the bow of his vengeance and fury, he was stringing the arrows of calamity, and he was stringing them and releasing them one after another. And as they were coming on the surface, Varshopala, it caused such an havoc. The Brajvasis were looking in the sky and they felt it. In all directions, thunder and lightning hitting the surface. And Vajratvam Bata Vajrapata Nichaya Surya Prapata Brahmam. The sun was breaking into millions of pieces in the form of lightning and thundering. And when the Brajvasis at this time with tears, with dukkha, folded hands, took shelter of Krishna, Krishna looked at the Brajvasis. Itham dukkhitaya harim gatimite. With one eye, Krishna is looking at the Brajvasis. With another eye, he is looking at Govardhana. And at that time, taking a deep breath, Hari, seeing the dukkha of his devotees, went close to Govardhana. Haste datta yatanakena chatada shakte darapyuhitum. Krishna lifted Giriraj Govardhana. Shri Giriraj Govardhana ki! Krishna lifted Giriraj. And when Krishna lifted Giriraj, the Brajvasis were shell-shocked. Their hair stood like needles. They looked, and Krishna is smiling. He is looking at everyone. And he doesn't know whether to take credit or no. The Vishnu potency is holding it. The Krishna potency is smiling and taking credit. Krishna is holding. And the Brajvasis are looking. Oh, what is this? Krishna said, come, run, come. The friends looked and said, we don't trust you. What if it falls from your hand? Krishna said, I'm not even holding it. I am not holding. No, we can see it's connected. Krishna was holding like this with his left hand, palm upwards, and he was holding like this. And the Brajvasi said, how? The boys especially, they said, it's a trick. What if it falls from your hand? Krishna smiled and he said, didn't you previously see him eat all your offering? Didn't you see Govardhan make his presence compassionately eat all that you were offering? Yes, we saw. If he can eat, can't he float? And the boys said, yes, makes sense. Krishna said, he's floating like cotton. I am simply connecting, joining the dots. He's floating on his own. Jalasarair Vishwak Shruti Bhiratha Mukta Jarachayir Murarate Shridor Marakatamani Dandaruchiram Abhedyam Dambholer Api Pavana Vegaishana Dhutam Maharatna Chhatram Samajani Girir Gokula Jusham. Our Acharya is right. Just like when a king walks, the servant holds the umbrella for the king. Similarly, in the life of Krishna, the Brajvasis are his king. He has made his arm as the handle of the umbrella. And he has made Giriraj the big floating canopy of that umbrella. So Giriraj is the upper part. Krishna's arm is the lower part. So next time you see a full-blown umbrella, take shelter of the handle. Because that's the arm of Sri Krishna. And the upper canopy is Giriraj Govardhan. This is why Sri Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, Nijapati bhuja danda chhatra bhavam prapadhya. O Giriraj, your pati. Nijapati. Hey Giriraj, your pati Sri Krishna, bhuja danda. He took his bhuja, his arm, and made it a danda, made it into a handle. Nijapati bhuja danda and Giriraj chhatra bhavam prapadhya. Chhatra bhavam. Giriraj became the floating umbrella canopy. And in this way, Krishna and Giriraj put together, they wanted to give respect to the Brajbasis for being the best examples of devotion. Krishna became the handle, Giriraj became the umbrella. And how wonderfully in this verse it's described, Murarate Shri Dor Marakata Mani Danda Ruchiram. That Murarate means Murari, Shri Krishna. Krishna Sridhar, his arm, became a Marakata Mani. It became a beautiful jeweled rod. And Danda Ruchiram, how beautiful it was. And when Giriraj was on top of Krishna, Giriraj was feeling so much ecstasy. Can you imagine the touch of Krishna? Giriraj gets everything. He gets the feet of Krishna. He gets the hand of Krishna. He is the heart of Krishna. Manasa prakrite jato giri govardhano mahan. And when you have a royal, regal, aristocratic umbrella, then you naturally have beads of pearls on the periphery circumference. So when Krishna was holding Giriraj and Giriraj had become the umbrella and Krishna's arm was the handle, Indra's rain shower, they came like drops and they were on the surface periphery of Giriraj like hanging pearls around an umbrella of royal aristocracy. Jalasarai Vishwak Shruti Biratha Mukta Jarachayai. Like Muktamala. Like pearl necklace around Giriraj. And Abhedyam. You see, in this world, when you carry an umbrella, by the wind, sometimes the umbrella opens up the other way. Has it happened to you ever? Or sometimes even worse, you're carrying an umbrella and it goes. Then you have to ask someone else. So Indra was trying all those strategy. He was like going from the side. He was trying to blow from all sides. But Abhedyam, he could not penetrate into this umbrella of love. And Pavana Veghai cha Nadhutam, even by the wind breeze and the intensity of Indra's atrocity, he could not blow away this umbrella. Maharatna Chhatram, this umbrella was shining with minerals and rocks on all sides. Giriraj was so happy. His tears were dripping from his eyes. Waterfall of perspiration all over his body in transcendental ecstatic bliss. Giriraj was horripilating. Krishna said, shh, don't move. Don't you move. Giriraj said, okay, I'll be stunned forever like a mountain. So much so that people will think I am stone. When we see Giriraj, we think, oh, how can he be, forget about being the best among devotees. How can he be devotee? He's a rock. No, he's not a rock. He's a rock star. He's the best among rocks. When devotees feel transcendental bliss, they feel stunned. Every devotee, Hanuman feels stunned. Akrura feels stunned. They feel ecstatic bliss. They horripilate and they feel stunned. They go pale. But if there is someone who's stunned forever, that is Giriraj Govardhan. Giriraj Govardhan gave that great fortune in fulfilling the desire of Krishna to be with the Brajbasis and Brajbasis to be with Krishna way beyond 3 days. They all came under the hill. Now everyone's under the hill. But it didn't happen so quickly. Eventually everyone came in, but it didn't. Krishna had to take some effort to gain all of their confidence. Krishna standing for some time. They're all getting wet. Krishna saying, Maya, come. Maya Yashoda says, what is this? ये क्या कर रहा है लाला? बंदर के मुंह में हाथ डालता था, अब तो ये तो पर्वत उठा लिया, ये क्या है? What kind of naughtiness is this? Sometimes you're putting your hand in the mouth of monkeys, and sometimes you're touching the tips of the sharp horns of bulls, and sometimes you want to wrap around a snake around your neck saying, I am Shiva. And sometimes you see water and you say, Maya, I want to swim, but you know you don't know to swim. And sometimes Krishna would find sharp-beaked birds and he would say, I am really curious to know what's inside. Shringyagni damshriyasi jala dvija kanthake bhyaha. Bhagavatam describes, sometimes there are flames of fire and Krishna says, oh, it's glittering, let me touch it. And Maya Yashoda will, no going there. But Maya, you said not to go near monkeys. You never said not to go near fire. No going near monkey and fire. How about thorns? No thorns either. Krishna would find the sharp rock and the sharp pebble and the sharp thorns and try to jump on it. And Maya Yashoda has to put her hand under. I've seen babies when they are laying down and they're hitting their leg and the mother puts her hand under the heels of the baby so that the baby doesn't get hurt. Where do you think that tendency comes from? It comes from the heart of Mother Yashoda. So now here is her baby, Lala, holding a big mountain and saying, come. No, we're not coming. At that time, Krishna speaks a whole shloka telling everyone, please trust me. Please trust me and come under the hill. Matar mataralam mana kurupitar. Ma chintaniyam tvaya. Sandeham surido na dhatta patita. Nayam girir matkarar. Sakshadeva vilokitam tanumata. Yenarchanam swikritam. Tasya vyomni kritavalambanataya. Kim dushkaravasthiti. Krishna says, Mataha, oh Maya, mataralam mana kuru. You see, look at the play of word. Matar means oh mother. Mataralam mana kuru. Don't make your mind restless with doubts. So if you see matar and mataralam, repeated play of syllables. So Krishna is playing, holding a hill. He's saying, oh Maya, don't doubt me. I am a very good boy. Yeah, I know that. Baba, you don't doubt me. You come. Pitar ma chintaniyam tvaya. You trust me. You come under the hill. One person will come, everyone will come. Somebody has to come there thinking, now what trouble is this? We are already troubled by this weather situation. This boy stopped Indra Puja. Now Indra is throwing his thunderbolts. We don't know where to go. Now bigger trouble is our child is under the hill. What if that hill? Baba, you come out. Instead of bringing us under the hill, you just drop the hill and you run. We'll all get wet. That's fine. You come. The friends have started to gossip. Abhi pakka girne wala hai. This hill is definitely going to fall now, very soon. And some are saying, it's going to slip this way. Yeah, somehow he's balancing like this. Sandeham surido na dhatta patita. Krishna is saying, trust me. Na ayam girihi mat karat patita. This hill will not fall from my hand, I promise. The friends are saying, what is the proof? What is the proof it will not fall? Krishna is saying, now is not the time for bodhayanta parasparam. Chalo. No, you give us proof it's not going to fall. Krishna says, he who can lift up a hill and hold it for such a long time, not with his right, but with his left hand, and hold a conversation. You really think the hill is going to fall down from his hand? Come. The friend said, we don't trust you. Krishna said, do you really want to know how light the hill is? Krishna held it in his left hand and looking at his friends and smiling, he switched to his little finger. Krishna lifted it on the tip of his little finger of his left hand and he said, now what do you say? The friends looked at each other and said, मान गए. The other friend said, now there's more chance. Before there was at least balance. Now there's more chance. Krishna said, you want more proof? Holding the Giriraj Govardhan with the tip of his little finger of his left hand, with the right hand, Krishna removed his flute. And he said, I can hold the floating Giriraj Govardhan, and at the same time, I can play my flute, the raga that you want. That's how easy it is. The friend said, this sounds exciting. Chalo, let's go. Mother Yashoda is not ready. Madhu Mangal said, kya kya hai andar? What is there? What we'll do there? Is there something to eat under the hill? Krishna said, what to speak of eating? What to speak of eating? There's a whole arrangement under the hill. Just come for a home tour. I will show you. Just book an apartment, come. Madhu Mangal is saying, kitchen kidhar hai? Where is the kitchen? What can I eat? Krishna says, if you come with the leap of faith, I will show you what is under the hill. The friends start coming in. The gopas run. The cows, the calves, the gopis, Maya, Baba, Rohini. Some are still skeptical. Balaram goes behind them and says, chalo, don't waste time. And Balaram also comes in. And now everyone, the whole of Braj is squeezed under Giriraj Govardhan. And how happy they are. Those gopas who never get night with Krishna, those gopis who don't get day with Krishna, gopas, gopis, Maya, Yashoda, they all want 24 hours with Krishna. And at the same time, they want undivided. Like Prabhu was explaining, Krishna is sitting in the center, gopa boys are sitting around in circles, 8 and 16 and 32 and 64, 128, 256, 512. 1 kilobyte, 1 megabyte. In circles. Similarly, and everyone sitting around feels Krishna's only looking at me. Similarly, under Giriraj Govardhan, everyone's squeezed and they're so close to Krishna. You better be, because otherwise you'll get drenched outside. So better get drenched within. So under the hill, everyone's so close to Krishna. And they're all looking. And Krishna's looking at everyone. And sometimes they're like, no. Krishna is smiling. And at the same time, he's glancing at different devotees in different moods differently. Sri Jiva Goswami Pad says, when Krishna looks at Maya, Yashoda, Rohini Maya, he looks at Nanda Maharaj. As he's holding Giriraj Govardhan, he's looking at Maya, Yashoda. He's offering pranam to his parents. At the same time, when he sees boys who are equal age, Krishna's like, he's winking at them. What do you see? At the same time, when he sees those boys who are a little younger, who are having tears of gratitude, Krishna saying, why do you fear? I am there. I love you. I'm there for you. And as all of these pastimes are going on, Krishna is also scanning. And Sri Radharani Vrishabhanu Nandini is there with the gopis. And now Krishna cannot directly see, for obvious reasons. So Krishna is looking at everyone. Throughout the hill, everyone's thinking, oh, Krishna is so nice, he's having eye contact with me. No, he's not having eye contact with you. He's going 1, 2, 3, then he's coming 3, 2. Krishna's making sure that he has enough affection for everyone, especially the gopis, because they never, what to speak of offer service to Krishna, they never get to even see Krishna properly. The gopas can jump with Krishna. They can play with Krishna. They can dance with Krishna. Maya Yashoda can embrace Krishna. She can feed Krishna. She can put Krishna to sleep. But the gopis, even when Krishna is leaving the village and coming back into the village, if they're hiding and seeing through the window, the mother-in-law is asking, "Hey, what are you doing?" "No, nothing. I'm not doing anything." But now under the hill, everyone's looking at Krishna. All the gopis are looking at Krishna. And if any superior will ask, "Hey, what are you looking?" The gopis can say, "Whom are you looking?" "I'm looking at the same person." Everyone's looking at the same person because our life depends on him. At this point, as the Brajvasis come under the hill, they are feeling cold now because they were wet for some time. They were drenched for some time. So they're looking at Krishna. They're saying, "Krishna, we are feeling so cold." Not quite. You're feeling hot here. But the friends of Krishna, they say, "Krishna, we are feeling so cold. Do you have any arrangement here?" Krishna said, "Yes." Just by his Ichcha Shakti, Sudarshan Chakra comes in. And Sudarshan Chakra with blitzing speed starts circling and doing parikrama of the Brajbasis. And they're all looking and suddenly they feel so warm. Sudarshan Chakra is spinning around and he's also going on the top and spinning to keep away all the rain of Indra. Indra in heaven is thinking, everything is finished in Braj. Dur dur tak koi namo nishan nahi. I can't see anyone in Braj. But little does Indra know, yes, there's nothing outside, but there's so much ecstasy under the hill. Everyone squeezed together. Next time we go to India and you go through a local train or you go through a bus and where you can't, what to speak of, find a place to sit. You're half standing. Everyone's like Ardhanarishwar there. You know, it's like this person's half body and this person's half body. In this bus or this local train, second class compartment, it's a seat where 3 can sit and 17 are sitting. Another 50,000 demigods are standing. That is a sweet Uddipan, stimulant to remember how lovingly the Brajbasis were squeezed with each other for all times together like never before under this beautiful rooftop of Sri Giriraj Govardhana ki. At that time under this hill, Madhumangal is nudging at Krishna, said, Krishna said, hey. He looks at Balaram and says, chalo. Balaram says, ay. Under, please come. Under the hill, our acharyas describe under the hill, Giriraj Govardhan had made such beautiful arrangements with underground jewel staircase. So you enter under the hill and then there's a little place where you can go under and there's a whole world there. Giriraj Govardhan has apartment system. He has not just apartments, he has an amphitheater. Giriraj Govardhan has ponds and swimming pools. Giriraj Govardhan has a whole Giriraj Mishta Bandar where he's having son papadi. It is described so wonderfully here that there under Giriraj Govardhan, they have swings. They have places where you can sit and talk. You can spend time. Gopas have gone and started playing. Next time you see someone get on a cruise where they are so busy living the life in the cruise that they forget that they are on the sea. That is a little stimulating Uddipan to remember how the life of the Brajbasis was under the hill where they lived so comfortably that they even forgot they were under the hill. So wonderful. And at this time, what are the different things that are happening? Vamena pani kamalena vibharati shailam. Vamshim parena mruduvadayate salilam. Alokate vrajajanam nayananjalena. Shrinvan surijjanagiram cha shirodhunoti. Vamena pani kamalena bibharti shailam. With Krishna's left hand, Vamena pani kamalena, with his left palm, Krishna is bibharti shailam. He is holding the hill. And with the right hand, Vamshi parena mriduvadayate salilam. Krishna is playing his flute. Generally, he plays with his two hands. Krishna has beautiful ways of playing his flute. He's Tribhanga Lalit. He has a beautiful bent, and Krishna plays. And he places his left cheek on his left arm very majestically, very graciously. And he places it, and then he decides what note, what raga to play. But here, because of emergency, he can't use two hands. So with one hand, he's holding Giriraj, and with the other hand, and beautiful ragas are coming out. And at the same time, cows are coming close to Krishna. Cows are saying, we also want your time. So what does Krishna do? He puts his flute back into his waist, holding the hill with his left. He has his right hand available. And when the cows come close, Krishna tickles them. He is embracing the cow with one hand, holding the hill with the other. When the cow goes a little away, then he takes his flute and starts playing the flute. And throughout, Alokate vrajajanam nayananjalena, from the corner of his eyes, he's looking at every loving associate and saying, are you happy? Are you comfortable to see me so close? You always wanted to see me and drink the nectar of my face. Come close. You'll never get this chance, nor will I. Come close. All the gopas, all the gopis, all the olders, all the seniors, the younger, everyone, the animals, the birds, they're all locked into Krishna's eyes like this. And Krishna's looking at everyone with so much affection. And they're also talking to one another. The Surijjana, the friends are cutting jokes under the hill. They're all talking different jokes. Different kinds of jokes are exchanged under the hill. And Krishna Shrinvan, listening to those jokes, and Shirodhunoti, he's also moving his head. So what is the form like? Krishna's having a hill on his left hand. With his right hand, what is he doing? Playing the flute or tickling cows, and sometimes just majestically standing with so much grace. And what are his ears doing? Listening to all the different jokes and the things that the Brajbasis are saying. What are his eyes doing? He is looking around, and at the same time, what is his head doing? He's looking at everyone, nodding, and having so much wonderful time. At that time, Madhumangal says, hey, don't play your flute, Krishna. Stop playing your flute. Krishna said, my flute, why I should not play? तुमको क्या है? लड्डू मिला ना तुमको, तुम लड्डू खाओ. You eat your laddu, let me play my flute. Madhumangal is eating laddu and saying, no, don't play your flute. Madhumangal is saying, Ma vadayasva muralim ninadairamushya. Shailo yadi skhalati vadruta eva vasyat. Tarhi tvamadya vidhina katamena bandhun. Rakshishyasi priyavayasya na drishyate saha. Madhumangal is saying, Ma vadayasva muralim. Oh Krishna, don't play your flute. Krishna said, what will happen if I play my flute? Why are you trying to stop me from playing my flute? Madhumangal says, look, in my past experience I have seen when you play your flute, rocks start to melt. I have seen when you play your flute, water becomes stunned and becomes a mountain. And mountain melts and becomes water. Madhumangal is looking at Krishna saying, now look, if you play your flute and this mountain melts, then we will have two rains. We'll have outside rain, we'll have inside rain. Krishna, think, I'm a Brahmana, I'm giving you good advice. Shailo yadi skhalati va dhruta eva vasyat. Either Shaila, mountain, skhalati, because your focus will be so much in the raga that the mountain will fall. And if the mountain falls, Govindaya namo namaha. We will all fall. So Krishna, better let your flute fall. Don't play your flute. Either Shailo yadi skhalati, mountain can either fall, or eva dhruta, it can melt. So please don't do this. As he is speaking all this, tarhitva madhya vidhina kathamena bandhun. Krishna, look, I am giving you advice. You can still use your free will and play the flute. But my only doubt is, if you continue to play, how are you going to protect? Then he himself answers his question. He says, nothing to worry. I have my mantras. I can float it. As a Brahmana, I have mantras. I can float it. And without the blessings of the Brahmana, the Vaishya cannot succeed. So Krishna, even this credit is mine. Because in the past I have blessed you. Therefore you have got this strength. Therefore you are so powerful. Mother Yashoda said, Madhu Mangal, shh. You are talking too much. Chup ho jao thoda. Maiya, but I am saying the truth. He should not play his flute. Yashoda said, Krishna, you listen to me. You put this mountain down. Krishna said, now? Should I put it down? Mother Yashoda said, yes, you should put it down, because I see you're a little boy with soft, tender hands. It's going to hurt you. Krishna said, Maiya, really I'm not holding. Giriraj is levitating. He's floating like a cotton swab. I am simply getting some credit. Then Yashoda Rani said, then why don't you take your hand down? Let me see if it is floating. So Krishna starts smiling because he's caught. Yashoda said, okay, if you're balancing the hill, at least listen to one request of mine. Please listen to one request. Let me feed you some butter. You are not eating. From the time you're holding this hill, I am seeing that you're sweating. You started getting tired. And at this point, Sri Jiva Goswami Pad says, all glory to Mother Yashoda's love. That when all of Braj was thinking on how wonderfully Krishna was protecting them and how they were protecting Krishna through mantras, everybody felt secured and happy except Mother Yashoda, whose heart was bleeding out of love for her son. How is it that my child will hold this mountain, and for how long and why? So then the Acharya says, Eke vismaina parerati bhrita Kechit prahasa priya Protsahashraina pare sakhitaya Prityeka nishtha pare Sarve kautukina smayena rabhase Napi prasida dhiyo Vatsalyadanavasthita tu janani Na swasthyam The whole Līlā has been described from different cameras. The first camera, Eke Vismaina. One angle, Brajbasi is saying, amazing. Vismaina, Adbhut, this is so good. How is he balancing? And from the other camera, there's a Braja Gopi who's looking and saying, he's so handsome. I have never seen him so close. Oh, he's so handsome. So, Eke Vismaina. The first camera is saying amazing. The second camera is saying Rati Bhritaha. Oh, he's so wonderful. He's looking like Kamadev, Cupid. The third camera, the third Brajbasi, the friends, they are busy laughing. Prahasa Priya. They even forgot that they're under a hill. Just like when we enter a room, we don't think that this is going to collapse because we are all sitting there and we come in. This is a beautiful roof taken for granted. This is our shelter. So the boys under the hill, they were laughing, joking, nudging, poking, teasing, making fun with each other. Prahasa. And others, those who were a little younger, like Raktak and Patrak and Chitrak, they were looking at Krishna and they were trying to massage his feet. Because when you carry something, the weight is on your feet also. So one is going behind and trying to massage from behind. One is holding Krishna's feet and saying, I will massage your knees, I will massage your ankles. Another is saying, I will massage this hand. Krishna saying, I'm not doing anything with this hand. No, I want some service. They're all massaging. One is massaging this side, one is massaging here, one is massaging the feet. Sarve kautukina smayena rabhaze napi prasida dhiyaha. Every Brajbasi is amazed at this great fortune that they have received to be covered by a storm under a storm. Where there is a storm outside, and to escape that they have come under. Why? Because outside there is thundering and inside there's Krishna's flute. Outside there is a rain cloud. Inside the hill or under the hill there's Krishna who's the rain cloud. Outside there is lightning and inside there is Krishna with his yellow dhoti. Outside there is a rainbow. Inside there's Krishna's peacock feather. Outside Indra shooting arrows. Here Krishna is shooting arrows. And this storm is much more intensely severe to the heart than the other one. The one outside doesn't even exist. The one under the hill is so wonderful. Srila Jiva Goswami says, this storm is such that the Brajbasis want to be under the storm forever. And amidst all this, when everyone is thinking about Krishna, on how he's protecting them, Vatsalyadanavastita tu janani. Only Mother Yashoda, out of her motherly love for Krishna, na swasthyam every Brajbasi is healthy. They are feeling more safe than before, but only Mother Yashoda's health's coming down. Everyone felt more attacked before coming under the hill. And after they came under the hill, they felt secured. But Mother Yashoda felt more protected under that storm, but feels more tortured seeing her son Gopal carry this wonderful hill. I know it's time up, but we can't leave Mother Yashoda with this emotion. So I am going to go a few minutes over to comfort her, and then we will continue tomorrow, if that's okay. So to make Mother Yashoda's mood well, Madhu Mangal, our Bhattu Gopal, our wonderful joker of Vrindavan, he comes in. He says, Maya, don't worry. He's my friend. He's very strong. He's very strong. He's my friend. And then Madhu Mangal looks at all other friends and says, Maya Yashoda feels there's lot of strength that Krishna is exerting all by himself. Can we all support Krishna? All the boys said, yes, we will support. Madhu Mangal looked at Maya and said, look Maya, we are all there. Yashoda said, what are you going to do? Madhu Mangal said, dear boys, what are we going to do? The boys said, well, we have sticks. We can all support. If our friend can use his arm as a stick, we also have cow herding sticks. So let's put cow herding sticks and support the hill. If one boy can do it, we all can definitely do it. Is that okay, Maya? Mother Yashoda said, yes, that will help. If all of you can support, then the pressure will be less on the hand of my Lala. So all the friends said, chalo, let's do it. They all start keeping the stick. At that time, Madhu Mangal, they're holding the stick up, touching the hill. And now they're asking Krishna, better? Little better? Up? Much better? Krishna saying, yes, very good, wonderful, keep it up. At that time, Madhu Mangal looks at all his friends and says, hey, don't think my friend is weak, he's very strong. Even if all of you put your sticks down, he can carry, right Krishna? Krishna said, yes. Madhu Mangal said, look, all of you are carrying this. You're supposed to carry the stick properly, Baba. You're not listening to the Brahmana. Under the hill, Madhu Mangal is the joker. He's keeping everyone enthused. He's telling all the boys, hold the stick tight. Chalo, aise rakho. Put your stick properly. Some boys are just keeping like this. Like our chanting. It's supposed to be more intense than what it is. But anyway. Let's not go there. So all the friends, they are keeping their stick like half-hearted. Should I touch the hill? Should I not? That kind. So as they're keeping there, Madhu Mangal speaks this verse. Ma bhaishta bho vraja bhuvo laghudaya dattvam Kanduyane navapusho dharani dharasya Sashramanama labalasya balanujoyam Sar adhika nana ruchopahatau pragate. Madhu Mangal says, so wonderfully, Ma Bhaishta. He's looking at all the Brajbasis and said, don't fear, I am here. Madhu Mangal has this big pot belly. This big pot belly has never picked up a dumbbell in his life. And he's taking credit for, he's saying, Ma Bhaishta, oh Brajbasis, Bho Braja Bhuvo, hey Brajajan. Don't worry, I am guiding him properly. I am helping. Main sambhal raha hu. I am taking care of everything. Don't worry. I am helping. And as they are lagudaihi yathatvam, as they're all putting their sticks, Madhu Mangal is saying, do better job, Baba. What are you doing? He himself is not holding a stick. Madhu Mangal is only walking around the hill. Aise karo, ye idhar karo, aise ye saaf karo, wo karo. That is Madhu Mangal seva. He's walking around, whole like this, idhar aisa rakha, toran lagawa, rangoli idhar thik karo. He's just coordinating, telling everyone, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What does this mantra mean? Oh Radharani, oh Shri Krishna, please engage all of them in your service. Madhu Mangal is saying, all of you serve properly. And some boy is not holding the stick properly. Madhu Mangal is saying, Kandu yanena vapusho dharani dharasya. Are you itching him? What are you doing? गिरिराज गोवर्धन को खुजली नहीं है कि तू ऐसे कर रही, ठीक से पकड़ो यार. What is this? You are not doing properly. You scratching him or what? He doesn't have an itch. पकड़ो ठीक से. Hold properly. And then Madhu Mangal looks at Maiya Yashoda and says, Maiya, this Lala of yours, you may think he's weak, but don't forget, he's the brother of Bala. He's the brother of Bala, and not just the brother of Bala. Look at how he speaks, Madhu Mangal. Sashrama na amala bala sa bala anuja. He is the younger brother of Balaram, and therefore he has amala bala. Okay? Amala bala means spotless strength. Krishna has spotless strength because he's the brother of Balaram. And that is the sar. Krishna's essence, we say it's beauty. Madhu Mangal says his sar, his strength, his essence in life is his physical strength. And adhika, that is so much more than every other boy. Maiya, don't worry, this is nothing for Krishna. He's the brother of Balaram. He has spotless strength and the essence. If Krishna is beautiful, if Krishna is wonderful, he's a million times more stronger than all that. The sar, the essence is strength. That's the adhika. And for all of us, our strength reduces. If you have to carry something for some time, after some time, then kind of the angle changes. But for Krishna, Madhu Mangal is saying, Nana ruchopahatau pragate. He never loses his strength with time. He never loses his luster. Maiya, don't worry, I am there. I'm telling you. He's the brother. Maiya Yashoda is thinking, ab tu kya sikhayega mereko mere lala ke bare mein? You are going to tell me about my son. Madhu Mangal is saying, no, he's very strong. But dear devotees, as Madhu Mangal is speaking, he is observing that Krishna is holding the hill and his hand is trembling. Maiya said, look, I told you. Hey, Battu, you're talking too much with your mantras and you're going to do this. Dekho, his hand is trembling. Maiya is saying, my Lala is under the hill. He's so weak. But actually, he's not trembling because of weakness. Krishna is holding the hill. He's looking at everyone on this side. At that time, he's smiling and he's very strong. But as soon as he's looking And from the corner of his eye, he looks, and the eyes meet. When he looks at Vrishabhanu Nandini Sri Radharani, out of ecstatic bliss, his hand starts to tremble. And again, he looks and he adjusts his hand. Maya Yashoda looks at it differently. And she's saying, oh, Lala, he's trembling, dekho, he's weak. Madhu Mangal looks at the scene. Oh ho. दाल में कुछ काला नहीं, पूरी दाल काली है. Oh, there is some internal reason. So till now, please everyone look at the verse. This is the verse that Madhu Mangal spoke. What did he say? Ma bhaishtabho vrajabhuvo. Oh, Brajavasis, don't worry. Hold your stick. And when they're holding the stick, Madhu Mangal is saying, Kandu yanena vapusho dharani dharasya. Don't scratch him as if he has a itch. Hold properly. And then he tells Maya Yashoda that Amala Bala Sa Balanujoyam. Krishna is the brother of Balaram with spotless strength, and that is the Sar, that is the essence, the Adhika, the strength. And Nana Rucho Pagato Pragate. He never loses that strength. But now when Madhu Mangal is observing, he is losing his strength, trembling in ecstatic bliss, he says the same fourth line. First three lines remain the same. But because Madhu Mangal has such Vak Chaturya, look at how the fourth line changes for the same verse. Please chant. Ma bhaishtabho vrajabhuvo lagudairya tadhvam. Kandu yanena vapusho dharani dharasya. Sashramanamala balassa balanujoyam. Saradhika nana ruchopahatau pragate. Madhu Mangal previously had said, Sar adhika nana ruchopahatau pragate. Oh, his essence, his strength is such. No, he will never lose his strength. But he saw he was losing his strength. So he had to adjust the sandhi and the samas a bit. And he put the words, and the Sara Adhika Nana Rucho became Saradhika Anana Rucho Pahatau Pragate. Maya, your son never loses strength except when he looks at Radhika. Saradhika Anana. So before it was Sara Adhika Nana, now it became Saradhika Anana. Looking at the beautiful moon-like face of Sri Radharani, Rucho pahatau pragate. Oh, my dear friend is trembling in ecstasy. So Madhu Mangal cuts these jokes and is keeping everyone frolicked and happy. Let the Brajbasis fulfill their desire, long cherished desire to be with Krishna. Let Krishna be with the Brajbasis. Let them be with Krishna. And we will continue this katha tomorrow. Let 24 hours pass where the Brajbasis glance at Krishna and Krishna glances at Brajbasis happily under the wonderful hill of Giriraj Govardhana ki. Gaura Premanande.